I've just had a very testy conversation with my bank, and oddly, it links very nicely with the testimony that Prince Harry is giving about his ability to identify voicemail hacking. So yesterday, I was called by my bank, which used a ringless voicemail drop, and today I asked to speak to a manager. I got the person who called me, and it was fairly innocuous issue. And of course, I thought it was a scam. Of course, I thought it was a problem, and I was irritated that when I called the office, the person who'd called me wasn't available, and the person I spoke to wouldn't leave me a clear name, wouldn't give me a clear name. I asked to speak to a manager, I didn't get that, and so on. Today I asked to speak to a manager, and I eventually got put through to one, and that manager insisted absolutely that although they send an SMS before trying to make contact, and send an email before trying to make contact, I haven't got an email. I did get an SMS, but it was after the ringtone. She denied absolutely that the bank uses a ringless voicemail drop. So we'll see. I've asked her to investigate and look into it. But Prince Harry talks about realizing that somebody was getting access to his voicemails because he would have voicemail messages which somehow had already been accessed by the time he got hold of them, by the time he tried to open them. And he said sometimes he would have forgotten. Maybe it was maybe he had an explanation for that at the time, but it happened so often that he began to be suspicious. And then the press seemed to have access to private details, private information that they could only have got through listening to his voicemails or voicemails of other members of the royal family. I have huge sympathy for him, and I think he's quite right. Somebody has to call out this idea that there is a sort of big brother that can access all this information. It's not just press madness, it's the madness of a controlling system. And that needs to be questioned. And I think, again, he's quite right. How much more blood will stain their typing fingers before someone can put a stop to this madness? The press doesn't have a right to information. It thinks it does. It doesn't. And I'm not even sure the government does. We should hold people to account. We should. But we should do so by legitimate means. And this cloak and dagger and this superiority, which is found by the press, found by ridiculous programs like This Morning, this superiority, and also found by banks and telephone companies. You only have to talk to a bank, and suddenly they're up themselves with all this data protection rubbish. There is a reason for data protection, and it's good. But these people have managed to weaponize data protection in the same way that journalists have managed to weaponize reporting. And to be on the receiving side of that, I can well understand, and I'm hugely sympathetic to Prince Harry. And I wish him all the very best while he's testifying. It must be an extremely stressful experience.